Hey, what's up, guys? It's SportsBlitz here, and we're back with another NFL mock draft. Guys, we are in the last day of the NFL Combine, where today the corners and safeties will be doing their portions of the Combine. There's been a lot of really good performances. There's been a few records broken, actually. A lot of really impressive guys, so I think that has actually changed up kind of the positional rankings for a lot of positions. So let's go ahead and get on into this mock draft, and yeah, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's go. So for the Jaguars, I'm just gonna keep this simple. I'm still going with Evan Neal. I still think he's the #1 prospect. I mean, you could still argue Ikem Ekwonu. I think Ikem is a much better run blocker than Evan Neal. And really, he might be a pretty solid pass blocker too. It's just we haven't seen much pass blocking yet, just because at NC State they just never really threw the ball much, simply put. So yeah, that's most of the reason why I wouldn't put him above Evan Neal. But Evan Neal's a really solid prospect. I think he very much deserves to go #1 overall. So then #2, the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go ahead and give them Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, the dude's just a beast. He was the best defensive player in all of college football this year. I mean, you could even argue maybe the best player in college football in general this last year. But yeah, he's instantly going to be a huge help for the Lions, really help their pass rush. I think it's going to be a big win for them. But then here for the Texans, you know what? I think I'm going to this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and give them Kayvon Thibodeaux from Oregon. He had a really good combine performance. Now I'll be honest, like I've got him and Jermaine Johnson like neck and neck. Like I'm a huge fan of Jermaine Johnson. I've even had him go higher than Kayvon a couple times. They're like neck and neck for me. Like they're so close. But I think Kayvon Thibodeaux's combine performance, and really how he was handling the interviews, I think that kind of tabled all of the conversations of, does he have off the field issues? You know, does he have a bad attitude or anything? I think those interviews really showed that he doesn't. So I really like him. Really good combine performance. So I think that boosted him just barely above Jermaine Johnson for me. But yeah, really good prospect. I don't know if the Texans could pass up on him. But then here at #4, this leaves the Jets in an interesting position here. They could go Ikem Ekwonu, and then best case scenario, I mean, you could put him at guard, and you could have an offensive line consisting of, Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker. I believe the center's Connor McGovern. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Then you got Ikem Ekwonu and George Fant. That's a pretty dang good offensive line. But then, worst case scenario, maybe Mekhi Becton does have another injury, or just for some reason doesn't work out, or even if George Fant goes down, maybe Ikem can slide in there. You got some insurance there. Another guy I'm really considering is Jermaine Johnson right here. Like I said, I really like this kid. I've said multiple times he's very much Von Miller-esque. I remember Von Miller actually ran a 4.49 at the combine, while Jermaine Johnson ran a 4.58. Those times really aren't that different. I mean, they're both insanely fast. Jermaine Johnson's really good at getting that edge. I think they're really similar. I don't really know if the Jets could pass up on that. But at the same time, the more help they could get for Zach Wilson, you know, the more they're going to see that Zach Wilson can succeed there. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with a Kemakwoni right now. And then here at number 5, the Giants are on the board, and I'm going to go ahead and give them Charles Cross from Mississippi State. He also had a really good combine performance. And really, the Giants really need offensive line help. Even the owner has said that they want to give Daniel Jones the best chance possible to succeed. And, well, Charles Cross, I think, can do that. So, then here at number 6, we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a trade. I think we're going to trade back. So, the Jets are going to offer a trade to the Panthers. Okay. Like I said, they were so intrigued by Jermaine Johnson that they want to offer their first round pick. So it's only 4 spots here, so we don't want to get too terribly crazy. Okay, so a third round isn't going to be enough. Okay, so if they offer their second round pick, maybe Panthers throw back a 6th. Okay, what about a 5th? Or actually, I don't think what the Panthers send back is going to change the offer on the table. So I think let's go ahead and just send back this 5th. Because really, if the Jets offer, you know, a second round pick, I don't think there's a whole lot that the Panthers are going to be, you know, losing out on right here if they don't take this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have this trade go through. It's basically they swap firsts, and then Panthers send a 5th, Jets send their later second round pick. So, send offer. Okay, Panthers have accepted the offer, so the Jets are on the board. I thought that was going to go away automatically. So now the Jets go ahead and snag Jermaine Johnson. And, guys, he's going to be very, very much worth it. Guys, he is an absolute monster. Like, Jets fans, if you haven't watched tape on Jermaine Johnson yet, please do so. He also really balled out at the Senior Bowl. So if you get a chance to see some Senior Bowl tape, make sure to keep an eye on Jermaine Johnson. But yeah, we did that so that both the Giants and Falcons, you know, couldn't snag him. Or really even the Broncos. If he made it all the way to the Broncos, they could probably snag him. So Jets definitely had to make that type of a trade there. Then at number 7, the Giants are on the board, and I don't think they really see an edge rusher right here that they value quite at number 7. I mean, I think they'd be eyeballing Trayvon Walker just a little bit, but I don't know that they'd value him at number 7. I think he's probably a top 15 prospect, but I don't know that I'd say top 10. So I think they're going to pass on him. And then I think they go ahead and honestly just go Tyler Linderbaum. Linderbaum is an absolute beast, helps that interior offensive line. Like I said, gives Daniel Jones the best chance possible to succeed. So then at number 8, the Falcons are on the board. They also pass on Trayvon Walker, and they snag Ahmad Gardner. I think he's kind of secured himself now as the number 1 corner in this draft. Derek Stingley, again, is really, really up there. I think he's going to be a lockdown corner in the NFL as well. So those two are just neck and neck. So, yeah, I wouldn't think about that too much. But, yeah, then here at number 9, the Broncos are on the board. I'll be honest, I don't know that I've really heard much talk about the Broncos being intrigued with quarterbacks at the combine. So I don't know if they're really interested in one of these draft quarterbacks. I do hear they're still very much in the, you know, they very much still want like Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, I hear. But it doesn't sound like they're super intrigued by any of the quarterbacks. So I think right now, I think we're going to pass on a quarterback. I think we're going to snag... It's got to be between Kyle Hamilton and Derek Stingley. I'm trying to think which one would be better for the Broncos right here. I think the Broncos have more cornerback depth than they do safety. So we're going to go ahead and go Kyle Hamilton, and he can instantly come in and start and help out Justin Simmons. Then the Panthers are on the board, and, well, they have been vocal about wanting a quarterback. I think they're going to go ahead and snag Malik Willis. Really, if this was, like, if the Panthers can manage to actually make this happen, trade back and get, a second-round pick and also get Malik Willis, that's going to be an absolute win for them. All right, so now the Washington football team is on the board. And you know what, guys? Ron Rivera has been so vocal about wanting a quarterback. I think they're kind of becoming the favorite landing spots for Deshaun Watson. I very much expect them to make a huge offer for him. So I'll be honest, I'm not banking on them having this pick. They apparently offered the Seahawks a really, really big offer for Russell Wilson. I think they'd be willing to do the same for Deshaun. So I'm not expecting them to have this pick, but if they do, I would very much expect them to go after a quarterback in the draft. I'm going to go with my number 2 quarterback here with Kenny Pickett. But yeah, again, that totally depends on if they can trade for Deshaun Watson or not. But then here at number 12, the Vikings are on the board and they snag Derek Stingley. 13, the Browns are on the board. Let me see if there's any spots here that any teams would want to trade up. Let's see. I don't know if the Chargers would want to, would want to trade up for a guy like Trayvon Walker. Especially with Jordan Davis still on the board. I mean, or actually, you know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and have the Browns take Jordan Davis. He absolutely blew up the combine. He broke multiple records. He looked incredible. Like he grabbed my attention from the start of the combine, and he was the name to watch all day. He did really, really well. So I think if the Browns could get Jordan Davis, that D line is going to be disgusting. But then the Ravens are up at 14, and they get one of the other Georgia boys. That Georgia defense was insane. So many nasty defensive players. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, they snagged Trayvon Walker. He also had a really, really good combine performance. He ran like a 4.51, and it's crazy because this is a dude that can play interior D-line as well. Like, Georgia must just be training these guys differently. Like, this is insane. So, and yeah, where the Ravens really want to get younger on the defensive line, I mean, getting a guy like Trayvon Walker is definitely going to help. So, here at number 15, the Eagles are on the board, and I'll be honest, my guy Devin Lloyd didn't have as great of a performance as I expected. His 40-yard dash, I think the official time ended up being like 4.66. So a little bit better than, you know, the 4.71 that he initially ran, but still a little bit slower than I expected. But guys, still, the answers are in the tape. The answers are in the tape. He is incredible, and I think the Eagles would still love to have a guy like him. So we're going to go Devin Lloyd right there. And then for the other pick, Traylon Burks really lit up the combine right there for receivers as well. I think go ahead and get Jalen Hurts a weapon, really give him the best chance possible to succeed. Guys, I'm not out on Jalen Hurts. I think he gets way too much hate for, you know, how he's played. I think he's played pretty dang well, to be honest. I mean, it was really only his second year, you know, and there's already, you know, people, including people within the Eagles organization, that are trying to move on from him. And I just don't get it. It was only his second year, and I thought he played really well. Keep letting the kid develop, and, you know, give him weapons and stuff, and he's gonna end up being a really good quarterback, I think. But anyways, at number 17, the Chargers are definitely upset that Jordan Davis is gone. So instead, they go ahead and go, let's see, what edges are available. There's David Ajabo. That could definitely help fill in Melvin Ingram's spot. What about interior? Ooh, Devontae Wyatt also had a really good combine performance. And honestly, I don't know that it's really too early for him either. That's really tempting. Again, those Georgia boys are just different this year. I think all three of those defensive linemen deserve to go in the first round. So if he doesn't go here to the Chargers, I think he'll definitely go to one of these other teams here in the first. Let's see. Let me take a look at the overall board again. They could go Trevor Penning. I don't know that he really fits what the Chargers are looking for. I think Chargers are. I think they want more of a not mobile type of right tackle, but a tackle that can like really move his feet and have a really wide-based help pass blocking, if that makes sense. Like I've had Charles Cross mocked to the Chargers multiple times because I think he is really good at I guess sidestepping and providing a bigger protection bubble for the quarterback. I don't know that Trevor Penning can necessarily do that. He's more of a guy that's gonna push you back and be super aggressive with you. You know, like, which, I mean, yeah, it's still ultimately going to help, but it's not really, I don't think it really fits the Chargers system right there, if I'm being honest. So I don't think the Chargers are going to take Trevor Penning. I think instead right here, yeah, guys, I think we've got to go with Devontae Wyatt. I think he's the best player available right here that can also fulfill a need for them. So Saints on the board here, and I've been saying again and again, I think they should re-sign Jameis Winston, give him another chance. So beyond that, take the best receiver available. I'm thinking, honestly, I don't think Drake London worked out at the combine. I don't really remember seeing him. I think right here, honestly, it's got to be between Chris Olave and Jahan Dotson. These two both balled out at the combine. I think, man, and really Chris Olave is so fast that they could use him as a deep threat receiver as well if they wanted. But he's also so smooth with his routes. I think we got to go Chris Olave right here to the Saints. So then the Eagles are on the board, and they could definitely go David Ojabo right here. But we've also got a lot of corners available. I still really like Andrew Booth. I'm interested to see how he does at the Combine today. But I mean, you got Trent McDuffie, Roger McCreary, Kyler Gordon, Kyrie Lam. I like Tariq Woolen too, but I don't really view him as a first rounder. And really, like, I've got 7 corners in this draft, which is literally just Kyrie Lam, all of these guys up, and then Sauce, Gardner, and Derek Stingley. I have a first round grade on all of those guys. I don't necessarily think that all of them are going to go in the first round because, I mean, 7 corners taken in the first round, that's kind of just unheard of. So there's going to be some of these guys that fall out. So I think Kyrie Lam might fall out of the first. I don't think Tariq Woolen will go in the first. Kyler Gordon might fall into the second as well. But looking at these guys, I usually go Andrew Booth here, okay? Andrew Booth is usually the pick here. But I've been hearing a lot of talk of Trent McDuffie to the Eagles. And really, I think a lot of that is just so many other people have Trent McDuffie going to the Eagles. It's not necessarily the Eagles saying they like him. But I think it makes sense. McDuffie, you know, I think is worth a first rounder. You know, get some help for Darius Slay there in the secondary. Yeah, I think we're going to go Trent McDuffie right here. So then the Steelers are on the board here, and we're going to go ahead and go Trevor Penning. I think he does fit what the Steelers want. You know, really, really tough and physical, and really can play left or right tackle. The Steelers' offensive line is in shambles. I could very well see them going for maybe like Sam Howell or even Desmond Ridder, to be honest. But, I mean, at the same time, if Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis aren't on the board here, they may just go offensive line. So then the Patriots are on the board, and I think we're going to go ahead and go with Andrew Booth. I think Andrew Booth is one of the more athletic corners in this class. He's going to struggle against, you know, bigger receivers like Mike Evans. Yeah, just a lot of those really bigger receivers. Sorry, I couldn't think of any other like really big ones right now, but yeah, big body receivers that, you know, get up there and get physical. He'll probably struggle with some of them, but he's really athletic. I think Belichick really likes his, you know, athletic freak corners. And really, J.C. Jackson, it doesn't sound like he's going to be back with the Patriots. So I think it makes sense for them to get a corner here. Then here for the Raiders, I'm going to go ahead and give them Zion Johnson. Johnson honestly might be my number 1 interior offensive lineman now. His combine performance was really impressive. I think he actually looked quite a bit better than Kenyon Green, actually. That said, I do still think Johnson and Green can both be Pro Bowl guards in the NFL. This isn't necessarily a knock on Green at all. It's more just praising Zion Johnson because he looked so good. And really being honest here, Johnson could very well go top 15, and it's deserving. But yeah, there's just so many guys that really have performed well at the Combine so far, and it's caused him to fall just a few spots. But then the Cardinals are now on the board, and, you know, usually I go corner here. I think we're going to go under the assumption that maybe they address corner and free agency, because there's a lot of free agent corners. This is a good year to need a corner. So, I think they're gonna do that, and then just take best player available, which right here, I mean, I don't know if I'd say Ajabo's really better than like Kenyon Green or Nakobe Dean, or maybe even Jahan Dotson. But David Ajabo really fills a need for them, so I think it makes the most sense. Then 24, the Cowboys are on the board, and there's two guys I'm really debating between here. You could probably guess it's Nakobe Dean and Kenyon Green. I think, oh man, because I don't expect them to really re-sign Connor Williams in free agency. I think we go ahead and go with Kenyon Green here. I think he's the pick. So that puts the Bills in a tough spot because they were eyeballing him, wanting to get him. Instead, I think we'll go ahead and have the Bills get Boye Mafe and Logan Hall, both tested like freaks. And really, like, I was watching all of Logan Hall's workouts, and my jaw was like dropping. Like, he looked good. I think we go with Logan Hall here. Again, Boye Mafe, I think deserves to be a first rounder. We'll see if one of these teams end up taking him, but yeah, he's really good. Here for the Titans, I think we go ahead and just give them Nakobe Dean. They could really do well with a good off the ball linebacker like that. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word to use right there, but yeah, I think Nakobe Dean could really do well with the Titans, and really the Titans need an off the ball linebacker like Dean. Yeah, I think that's going to be really good for that defense. But the Bucks are on the board now. I think the best receiver available now has probably got to be Garrett Wilson. Again, it's hard to say because I don't think Jameson Williams or Drake London worked out at the combine. So it's hard to say what they would have been. And again, I guess maybe I shouldn't put their combine performance too far into their stock. But I mean, still, where there's so many receivers here that are like neck and neck with each other, you know, if one of them has a really good combine performance, you got to boost them in the rankings. So here, I think the Packers honestly go wide receiver either way. So they go ahead and go with Jahan Dotson, who, like I said earlier, had a really good combine performance. Really, I think outside of Treylon Burks, and you could even argue Chris Olave and Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin looked really good. Make sure to watch his tape if you haven't already. He was flying. But aside from those guys, I think Jahan Dotson had the best combine out of receivers. So Packers would definitely benefit off that. Which that was the word that I was trying to think of for the Titans. Titans would benefit off having Nakobe Dean as an off-the-ball linebacker. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word there. But anyways, the Dolphins are on the board now, and they go ahead and go with edge rusher George Karlaftis. They could definitely use some pass rush help. They could definitely look at a receiver like Drake London or even Jameson Williams here. So those are definitely options, but right here we go Karlaftis instead. And then the Chiefs, I'm tempted to go Jameson Williams just because, like, he fits what the Chiefs do so much, but at the same time, I see him as like a really good deep threat receiver, and they've already got Tyreek Hill, and, you know, really Mecole Hardman was drafted to do that. Granted, I think Jameson Williams would do that a lot better than Mecole Hardman, But I think at this point, I think they want more of a bigger, like a bigger body receiver that can, you know, go up for contested catches in the end zone. You know, because if you have a combo like that, so we're gonna go Drake London. If you have a combo like that with you know, Tyreek Hill, you know, one of the fastest guys in the NFL, maybe the fastest, you know, and then you got Travis Kelce, who is a really good blocking tight end, really good receiving tight end, can really I guess make the outsides of the field more open because, you know, his seam routes and everything, you know. I guess what I'm saying is the defense is going to be more attracted to Travis Kelce, and because he runs seam routes, the middle's not going to be super open. So that's going to leave, like, the outsides more open for other receivers. So Drake London, I think, is really going to help that offense. I know that was a really terrible explanation, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say here. Then the Bengals are on the board here, and I think they basically have to go offensive line, to be honest. Bernard Raymond had a really good combine performance. I've been saying, guys, that, yeah, Raymond may not be, you know, a Pro Bowl tackle, you know, his first year in the league. You know, it may take a year or two to really develop him. But if you can really get the most out of him, he can be a franchise tackle. He looked really good at the combine. And really, I think even already, I think he's better than what the Bengals even have at tackle. So I think he'd be a really good pick. Let me see. I mean, yeah, you could argue Tyler Smith and Jamari Salyer right here too, but I look at them as second rounders, to be honest. So let's go ahead and go with Bernard Raymond. Again, guys, like, he looked really good at the combine. And really, like, I know he's not going to be a Pro Bowl tackle his first year, but let him develop, and if you can get the most out of him, he can be a franchise tackle. So now the Lions are on the board here, and we're going to go ahead and actually go with, I think we're going to go with Daxton Hill from Michigan. Honestly, I was kind of tempted to go both Perion Winfrey and Christian Harris from Alabama. Christian Harris had another really good combine performance, but I mean, I think he'll be available there for that next Lions pick if they really wanted him. Daxton Hill is a guy that very well could go next pick to the Jags. But yeah, so go ahead and go with Daxton Hill. Guys, let me know what you think of this mock draft in the comment section below. I know there were a lot of picks that, you know, I mentioned their combine performance so much, but it really does impact teams' decisions on who they're going to draft. It really does. I think this has got to be one of my better mock drafts if I'm judging it personally. There's been some that I don't think I had been very accurate on. I think this is one of my better mock drafts personally. So let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Again, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.